A very good morning to all of you. So, in the previous class, we had discussed how passive verb forms occur according to the tenses. So, there are some rules that we follow, some issues with passive voices. That is what we are going to look at in this class. So, we can have verbs in a sentence. We can have verbs with two objects, and how and what can we do with such voices? That is what we are going to uh, explain or learn today. Some verbs like give, send, show, lend, etc. All verbs do not carry two objects with them. But some verbs like these, give, send, show, lend, and some other verbs, they can have two objects. If we have two objects like that, what can we do? So, she gave her sister the car. She gave her sister the car. So, we have two objects here. How can we make passive with these two objects? Look at the passive form. Her sister was given the car, or the car was given to her sister. So, we can have these two forms, and most often in such cases the person becomes the subject of the passive verb. Most often we take the person becomes the subject of the passive verb than the thing. Person comes first. Like in the case, her sister was given the car is most appropriate. Like in other sentences also, I have just been sent a whole lot of information. You were lent £10,000 last year. So there are verbs, certain verbs having two objects. They are these: bring, leave, buy, cost, give, lend, make, offer, owe, leave, promise, refuse, send, show, take, tell, write, read, pass, pay. These can have two objects. All verbs do not carry two objects with them. So I think that is clear to you. Shall we go to the next slide? Yes. Some sentences have object complements in it. And how can we make passive forms with such sentences? Look at the sentence here. Queen Victoria considered him a genius. Him a genius. That is object complement. Okay. After some verbs, the direct object can be followed by an object complement. A noun or adjective which describes the object, that is object complement. A noun or adjective which describes the object. Here, Queen Victoria considered him a genius. So, the object is being described as a genius. So, that is object complement. So, how can we make such a sentence into passive? They can become passive like he was considered a genius by Queen Victoria. It is provisional, optional. You can use by agent or cannot use it. So he was considered a genius by Queen Victoria. Like that, they elected him president. He was elected president. We regarded him as an expert. He was regarded as an expert. Most people saw him as a sort of clown. He was seen as a sort of clown. I made the room beautiful. The room was made beautiful. So, there is no need of using by agent. It is clear. The meaning is clear. So, we can make passive sentences with object complements. Is that okay? We are going to the next one. Sentences with clause objects. Clause. So, object of a sentence can be a clause. The second part after the main clause, main meaningful clause, a sentence which is connected by a conjunction, that is clause. I have described it in the previous class. People believed that witches communicated with the devil. So, people believed that, so a conjunction has come and witches communicated with the devil. Another sentence is conjoined by this conjunction, that is how it became a clause. So that witches communicated with the devil, that becomes the clause of this sentence. So how can we make it a passive voice? It was believed that, so we have to bring it here. It was believed that witches communicated with the devil. It was believed that witches communicated with the devil. Is it okay? Like, nobody knew whether there was gold left in the mine. Whether there was gold left in the mine. Nobody knew whether there was gold left in the mine. So, passive sentences can be made with that or whether clauses as subjects. It is usually used as an introductory subject. So, it becomes, nobody knew whether there was gold left in the mine, becomes, it was not known whether there was gold left in the mine. Okay. So, this is the way we create sentences with clause objects. Now, we are going to the next rule. Sentences with infinitive. What is infinitive? We know infinitive. The base form of a verb, usually with to. It starts with to. Used after another verb, after an adjective or noun. So it comes after another verb, after an adjective or noun, or as the subject or object of a sentence. It comes as the subject or object of a sentence. Like, I want to go home. So, look at the sentence here. Everybody wanted Doris to be the manager. Everybody wanted Doris to be the manager. But passive form can be like Doris was wanted to be the manager by, but that is not. These are all exceptional cases. We don't use it at all. So, sentences like these cannot usually be made passive. We cannot say, for example, Doris was wanted to be the manager or like that. So, it is wrong. We don't use passive, make passive voice with all those words with infinitive, but, what is the but there? Yes, sentence with infinitive can be made into passive if we have verbs asking, ordering, allowing, etc. If the verb has these verbs of asking, ordering, allowing, we can have the passive forms. So, it can usually be used in the passive with the following infinitive. Look at the sentence. She asked me to send a stamped envelope. I was asked to send a stamped envelope. Because it is asked, we can make it passive. Like she was told not to come back, We are allowed to visit Bombay, Delhi, whatever it is. We are allowed. So such verbs carrying this meaning, like asking, ordering, allowing, can be made into passive sentences. Okay, I think these rules are understood to you. So we are come to the end of our class, passive voice. Please go through the introduction and the part 1 I have sent, because it comprises everything that comes under passive voice. Okay, and some verbs cannot be used in the passive. Okay, not all verbs have passive forms. Some words like intransitive verbs cannot be used in the passive because they do not have objects. There is nothing to act as the subject of the passive voice. So, like they have a nice house. So, we can't convey like a nice house is had. So, there is no object. Such words cannot be made into passive voice. Just to remember, because I have already we have already discussed it in the earlier classes. So I stop here. Hope you have understood the total of passive voice. Any doubts? If you have any doubt, nobody is contacting me anyway, but you must contact for the doubts, because I am going to give you exercises on it as homework. So if you go through it, you may have doubts. So thank you so much for listening. Bye, take care, have a nice day.